Does your plucking hand fall apart whenever you skip between strings on the bass? It's one thing to sound clean on a single string, but how can you still play fluidly and cleanly when you're skipping between them? Well, I've taught hundreds of bass players how to master string skipping by fixing 3 small things. And in this short video, I'll show you all 3 so you can start string skipping cleanly without your technique falling apart. Now, most bass players don't realize this, but their hand position is actually the first thing that's sabotaging their string skipping. I've seen this for years in music schools, in private lessons, or my own technique workshops. Often what students do is they angle their hands with their fingers pointing straight down like this. And at first, this makes sense because when you do this, both fingers are closer to the strings. But here's the problem. This hand position builds tension. It twists the wrist, the arm, and the shoulder into more unnatural positions. And as we all know, a buildup of tension makes clean playing, especially string skipping, harder. What you want to do instead is to have a slight inward angle to your hand so that your fingers are going a little more across the strings like this. Now everything, hand, wrist, arm, shoulder, they all stay in natural positions. And that means less tension and more freedom when you play. This is step number 1 for mastering string skipping. This new hand position will also be crucially important when we look at step 3. There is one issue though with this better hand position. It puts your index finger a lot further away from the strings than your middle finger. Now as you can see, these 2 fingers are already different lengths, and this is what makes string skipping so hard as it is. So why are we adopting this new angled hand position when it just seems to make an already difficult thing much harder? Well, in this next step, I'm going to show you how to fix that problem and keep this better relaxed hand position. As we saw in step 1, this new hand position means that your index finger is a lot further away from the strings than your middle finger. That means one finger has got a lot further to travel than the other, and this imbalance between the fingers is often what causes your technique to break down when you're trying to play skips. To fix it, you want to keep your hand in this angled position, but then angle your bass slightly upwards so that the strings cross your fingers at slightly more even distances. At first, this step might feel completely pointless. Why angle your hands in and then angle the bass up when you could just do none of it? But this small change is actually crucial because now the strings contact the fingers at slightly different heights. So each finger now has roughly the same distance to travel to get to each string. And that will iron out weak spots or awkward finger switches in your playing, because now you can rely on either finger to lead you through a string skip. And you can still keep the relaxed, natural hand and body positions from step 1. This is the second thing you need to master if you want to unlock fluid, clean string skipping. So we fixed the hand position, but what we still haven't done is look at how to execute the string skip itself. So now I'll show you exactly how to fluidly and cleanly play string skipping. So there are actually 2 parts to performing clean string skipping. The first is alternate plucking. This is like the engine of the technique. Alternate plucking simply means just always alternating between the 2 fingers you use to play the bass. So index, middle, index, middle, index, middle, index, middle, and so on. If you're not alternating, then skipping from the A string, for example, all the way up to the G string becomes almost impossible. But this isn't the real key. The hidden secret is how you move your hand, or more accurately, your entire arm. And this is where the hand position from step 1 becomes really crucial. Because rather than just moving your hand, you want to move your entire arm, starting from your shoulder. So when you're skipping up, use your shoulder to move your arm forward. And when you're skipping down, use that shoulder to move the entire arm back. This is the third thing you need to master if you want to get good at string skipping. But now there's a new problem, because alternate plucking and string skipping are very, very stamina intensive. And everything you've learned in this video will count for nothing if you don't have the stamina to pull it off. I made a video showing one trick I teach to build really serious playing stamina. Most bassists don't learn it until they pick up an injury, and by then it's far too late. So if you want to avoid that and really lock in everything that you've learned in this lesson, click up here to watch that video next.